1, 2, 3. You got me? Good.
Welcome, everybody, to the 3D Web Fest, the first ever event celebrating the art for the 3D web. 3D graphics for the web is an idea that's been around for a long time, 20 years in fact, starting with the virtual reality markup language, or VRML, going through technologies, proprietary ones like Shockwave 3D, which some of us may remember. More recently, Unity 3D Player Plugin. These were great technologies and all provided a lot of value back in the day, but none of them ever became the ubiquitous graphics platform that many of us were hoping for over those years. Well, that situation all changed over the last few years with WebGL. WebGL is a technology that is a standard way of programming 3D graphics in your browser. You no longer need a plugin to experience your 3D. Now, the implications of this for artists are tremendous, because now you no longer need to justify yourself as a businessman to actually do plugin-based development to drive people to download your software. Basically, this stuff is running in every device we have, including your phone that you have in your pocket right now. And it's powering applications from art to engineering, from architecture to education and e-commerce. And so this is great. It even does virtual reality, Internet of Things types of applications. So with WebGL now, we have this great palette that artists can use, and Jim's going to talk about this shortly, to create 3D graphical works of art. WebGL itself would not have been possible without some vision and dedication by a handful of engineers, originally at Mozilla and at Google. And then the browser companies all adopted WebGL a few years after that. So tonight's really about the art, but I also want to give a shout out to the folks who created WebGL. What we're seeing tonight would not be possible without years of effort by several companies working together in tandem to create a platform for 3D graphics for everybody. So can we give a round of applause to the folks in the room, many of them are here tonight, responsible for creating and maintaining WebGL. Tonight would also not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. We're going to start with Autodesk, our platinum sponsor. They not only gave us money, but they devoted an entire team from the Autodesk Developer Network to create this first ever event and make it professional. Thank you so much, Autodesk. You've been amazing. Our gold sponsors, Goo Technologies and Leap Motion. They have been so awesome. The art team at Goo created this wonderful logo you're seeing on the website and up here on the screen. They also helped us design and build our website. Many thanks to Goo. The folks from Leap Motion, always awesome, always ready to give the best demos. They're responsible for the demo stations out there in front, and they went above and beyond in promoting the event on social media and their own newsletter. So thank you to our gold sponsors, Goo and Leap. And finally, our community sponsor, the Kronos Group. The Kronos Group is the group that's responsible for shepherding, maintaining the WebGL standard. It's not pleasant work, it's not fun work, someone's got to do it. This is a consortium of hardware and software companies who work diligently, tirelessly to create this standard everybody can use to create these wonderful 3D graphics. And Kronos has also been the longtime supporter of the San Francisco WebGL Developers Group, which I run, 4 years and counting now. They keep the pizza hot and the beer flowing so that 100 geeks can get together and talk about graphics for a night. So that's really great. So many thanks to the Kronos Group as well. Who's that guy over there? Hey, Damon, and thank you, Damon Hernandez, and there's many other people we could thank. Give a round of applause to Damon and all the people who put on this event. But really, this event was the idea of one person who, last fall, came to me, our MC tonight. He came to me and said, I want to do an art festival for the 3D web. None of this commercial stuff. We're all sick of the trade shows. Look at all this cool content that's being built now that 3D is everywhere in every browser on every device. Let's have an art festival. 7 months later, here we are. And that person is our MC tonight, and that's Jim Quanci. So, Jim, can you take it away and take us through tonight's event? And folks, have a great time.
Okay, so Tony covered a lot of the ground I was going to cover already.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tony. Again, the world has changed in this last year. A year ago, the idea of putting 3D on a web page, you just wouldn't do it. You know, half the world would go, oh, it's not going to work on a mobile, it's not going to work in this browser. You wouldn't do it a year ago. Today, 80% of the world, 80% of the devices on the planet, next year, 90% of devices on the planet, you can use 3D. Now, it's not about 3D. It's about the experience, the engaging, emotional experience that you can have. This is going to sound terrible, but most of the web today, you're kind of a voyeur watching. You're not engaged, you're not interacting. It's a step above a book or a really colorful magazine. I know a lot of us technologists in the room go, oh, it's more than that. It's still like reading a good book. Yeah, it's got some links and there's a little bit of graphics. But with 3D, we're really talking serious emotional engagement. And that's why we wanted to go about this. This is about the art, because art's about the emotion. Not everything you see today is art. I'd say about half of what you're going to see really is it's art for art's sake. It's about the emotions they create, whether it's delight, whether it's kind of disturbing. Some of what you will see today is subtle, and it kind of crawls up on you and then grabs you. It's pretty cool stuff, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. There's some commercial stuff, there's some game stuff, but you're going to see some really cool art. Okay? Now, the other thing tonight's about is raising money for the Roxy Theater. So the Roxy is the longest running theater in the United States, I think, going back to 1909. This is like, I don't think anybody's that old. I feel old, but that's really old. So, you know, all that $20 most of you spent goes straight to the Roxy. None of that money's being spent to actually run this event. And you know, the Roxy, if you're an arts organization, a nonprofit here in the city, keeping going in this very expensive city is not easy. So again, your money will be going to the Roxy, and you know, I can't encourage people enough to go to the Roxy. They do cutting edge film. They do foreign film. They do, our director tonight, Elliot Levine, has been the head of programming at the Roxy. He has this infamous noir film series he runs. And you know, you're gonna see some noir today. There's definitely some dark stuff going on. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay? And probably one last thing that's gonna be tricky about what you see. You're gonna tend to think it's film. You're going to tend to think it's a video. There is nothing that is a video here. This is not film. This is more like theater. We're going to have our artists, our performers doing this live. And with that, you know what live means? It's a little uncertain. It's never going to be the same twice in a row. So recognize our performers are really putting their necks out a bit. But I'm looking forward to it. I actually haven't seen everything myself, but it's going to be cool. So with that, we're going to get started. We ready, folks?
I think we are.
Here we go.